Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wonder if computers and AI could help us understand diseases better, especially those that affect our brains? That is the big question this research dives into. Imagine trying to run a big study on a disease that affects people's thinking abilities. It is super tough to make sure everyone taking the tests in different hospitals or clinics is doing it the exact same way and that the scores are truly comparable. That is where technology, like using computers and even AI, comes in. This study wanted to see what is already out there when it comes to using these digital tools to score cognitive tests for brain diseases. Think about a disease like ALS, which can sadly affect not just the body but also how someone thinks and behaves. The standard way to test this is with paper and pencil. But here is the problem. Different people scoring those papers might grade things slightly differently. This makes it hard to compare results between, say, a clinic in London and one in New York. This is a huge hurdle for researchers trying to develop new treatments. So the idea here is pretty simple. Could we use computers and AI to make these brain tests more consistent and easier to run everywhere? This research team decided to look at all the existing studies to see if this is already happening for ALS and similar brain diseases. They wanted to know if these digital and AI methods are reliable, and if the results can be trusted across different places. They did a really thorough search, looking through tons of research papers. They were specifically looking for studies that used computers, tablets, or AI to score cognitive tests for diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, and ALS. After sifting through over 1,500 initial papers, they narrowed it down to a select group that really met their criteria. And here's what they found. Out of all that research, they identified 7 studies that directly looked at using digital or AI scoring for cognitive tests in people with brain diseases. These studies covered a few different areas. 2 looked at multiple sclerosis, 2 focused on the Alzheimer's disease spectrum, which includes people who are healthy, have mild cognitive impairment or full dementia, and 3 more were in various dementia or mild cognitive impairment groups. The cool thing is, these studies used a bunch of different high-tech methods. Some used tablets to make the tests digital and then had computers score them automatically. Others got more advanced using things like convolutional neural networks, which are a type of AI good at analyzing images. They even looked at large language models, which are like super smart AI systems that can understand and process text to help score written or spoken answers. And the results were pretty promising. Every single one of these 7 studies found that their digital or AI scoring methods matched up really well with how humans would score the same tests, or with the traditional paper and pencil versions. This suggests that these new technologies can be just as accurate, if not more so, than traditional methods. Now, for the really important part, especially for ALS, even though there is a lot of exciting work happening in other brain diseases, this review found a big gap. There wasn't a single study that looked at using AI or digital methods to score the ECAS, which is the main cognitive test used for ALS. This is a real missing piece of the puzzle. So, while we're seeing great progress in using AI for Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis, it seems like ALS is lagging behind when it comes to these advanced scoring techniques. This is a problem because, as the researchers point out, consistent and reliable cognitive testing is crucial for ALS clinical trials. If tests aren't scored the same way everywhere, it can mess up the results and slow down the search for treatments. But here is where the "what does it mean for us" part really kicks in. Even though they didn't find studies on ALS specifically, the methods used in other diseases offer some really valuable clues. For example, they noticed that AI scoring systems did just as well as human experts when the AI was properly trained and had a clear set of rules to follow. This tells us that the key is good training data and, well, defined scoring guidelines, not just having a fancy AI. They also found something interesting about those super smart AI language models. When researchers used the popular publicly available AI, its scoring accuracy changed over time. This is a bit worrying because it means the results might not be consistent if the AI model keeps updating itself without researchers having full control. For important medical studies, this means we need to be careful and maybe use AI models that are set and stable, not ones that are constantly changing behind the scenes. So, what is the takeaway? Even though the ECAS hasn't been tackled with AI yet, the research done for other diseases gives us a roadmap. They suggest that combining different AI techniques could work. For example, using voice recognition for spoken answers and handwriting recognition for written ones, which have both been shown to work in other studies. Ultimately, this study highlights a really important need. While AI and digital scoring are showing great promise for cognitive assessments in diseases like Alzheimer's and MS, there is a clear gap for ALS. Developing AI-assisted scoring for the ECAS could revolutionize ALS clinical trials, making them more consistent, reliable, and easier to conduct across multiple locations. This could speed up the process of finding new ways to help people living with ALS. It is a reminder that even small steps in technology can have a huge impact on how we understand and treat complex diseases. What do you think about using AI for medical tests? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more science explained simply. Thanks for watching.